And hey, congratulations on working on this project, Wish.
Ooh, thanks. And it's been a roller coaster, but it's been a good one.
So tell us how you were brought on board to this project. Why did you want to be part of this project of Wish?
Yeah, so my introduction to Walt Disney Animation Studios happened a couple years ago. I came in through the technical director trainee program, which is a really cool way of getting folks who are unfamiliar with the film industry, with the animation industry, and how Disney does things, getting them involved in being a part of that process. And so I came from a background that has nothing to do with being a technical director, but through that program, I got acquainted with that role, and it was specifically designed for this film. And so my training program helped me get to be an assistant technical director on the film, which I ended up loving and like enjoyed being a part of to the greatest extent.
So, for those people who don't know, and I don't even know, what does an assistant technical director do on a project like this?
Yeah, great question, because yeah, I did not know. And a good way to put it is that the technical direction and the technical director team um, really focuses on bridging the gap between the technology, like the computer graphics, the back end, the software, the hardware, with the artists. And so we work alongside artists during the film to make sure that they are set up for success and that they are able to make the amazing art and creativity that you see on the screen. And yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but involves a lot of programming, a lot of like communicating with folks and stuff like that.
Now, I understand that your first project was Strange World, and I've seen all the behind the scenes stuff, and that film was very complicated. Is animation getting more complicated and technical as every time you jump from a project?
Uh, in my opinion, I think it is all complicated. Like I wouldn't begin to I can't even start thinking about is it more. It's just there's so much going on, and without the incredible amount of talent we have, especially on my team, to be able to manage that, like I have no idea how these movies would get made. And it does seem though that like technology is always growing, and every movie is different. Every movie has something new to add to the process of the filmmaking of making the film. And every like so even though it may or may not be more complicated, like moving on from one film to another is definitely things that I have to learn. Definitely things that like the studio has to teach and educate and learn for themselves. And I think that's just part of the fun of working as a technical director.
Well, then tell me this: what did you learn working on Strange World that you could have brought onto Wish?
One of the things that I so I came on at a very interesting time. Like I came on as a trainee, and we are barely doing, we're barely scratching the surface. So a lot of the stuff I learned from the crew on Strange World was just how it operates, how things work, how things run. And a lot of those skills are not necessarily technology focused. A lot of them are just soft skills. Like how do we talk to folks? How do we problem solve for things that you can't just like type in some code and get an answer. And so through that process, being able to take those kind of transferable skills over to Wish as I was going through that training program and witnessing my colleagues on Strange World, I think that was really really incredible and really valuable. tool to have.
So is it easy to communicate with these artists and animators, with the technical aspect of things? I mean, I guess that's your job to do to
Yeah, it's sometimes I forget though. I'm like, I start talking or typing out something, and I'm like, wait, I don't know if this artist is familiar with, this language. And so being able to package things and to communicate things in a succinct way so they don't have to learn all the technology to be able to get their work done. And so um communication and translation is definitely a big thing. The less they have to worry about, the better work they can do on just creating cool stuff, whatever department it happens to be in. And yeah, I think being able to do that translation is something I've been doing for a while, and something that I hope to continue growing in at my time here at the studio.
So what was the most significant challenge that you had to face in this role?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, I think really just like time management, because there's so many things going on, especially when we're getting into our crunch, or the time when like everyone's all hands on deck. Sequences are going through the pipeline, and we're trying to figure out how to best respond to folks, but also work on some like development tasks, or like software tasks that also need to be able to get out there into our pipeline. And um, the challenging thing is being able to like triage, like, hey, is this problem more important than this problem, or more pressing? Like, there's a time limit, there's stakeholders involved, versus, oh, this would be like nice to have for a handful of artists, but for the majority of the studio it might not be as pressing at that point in time. And that's something, like navigating those kind of stressful situations, at least in my opinion, it was a little stressful, really helped me grow in the role, and really helped me give me a respect for our leadership, the folks running the show, and my colleagues who have been doing this for years.
As a member of the Disney family, this Wish was the 100th anniversary, celebrated a film, and I love it because of its diversity and so on. So I have to ask you, like, how did it feel to be a part of, making the magic of the 100th anniversary, 100th annual film for the Disney company?
It was a dream come true for sure. When I learned that I had been cast to Wish, and that it was this film that was celebrating the history and the legacy of a studio that I grew up watching. And I don't know. It was surreal. It was incredible. And then like seeing your name scrolling on the credits, like that is something that I will never forget. Because I think this movie means so much. I just kind of want to like watch it on repeat, because I know like the contributions I made to that film, and the fact that it will be disseminated to folks all over the world. Like, I don't know. It makes me so like passionate, so stoked for um what's next.
So, what is next for you, Dylan? Do you want to stay in the animation department? Because I know you've been, you've done many things for Disney itself, and I want to say any role with the Disney company is a reward itself.
Yeah, I think working for this company, and specifically working for Walt Disney Animation Studios, there's so many reasons to to continue in the animation industry. I'm excited for as a technical director, I'm excited for all the new technology that we want to introduce in whatever it might be in our future films. Um, and the fact that I think storytelling and this kind of storytelling is just so unique for someone who's like in tech. Like there are so many other roles in tech, and to be able to have one that focuses on making like animated movies, like that's really cool. And so I hope for me what's next is that I just keep getting to work on these films and keep getting to learn from so many incredible people around me.
Well, this is just a start for you, Dylan. So I look forward to speaking to you down the road again on the next films and so on. And I also want to just remark, I'm just up the I want to say I'm just up the street in Carlsbad. So it's
Oh,
all
hey, yo, Carlsbad. Oh, great place.
it
Great
is.
place.
Just gotta
Great.
love San Diego County. But anyways, thank you very much, Dylan. Let's do this again next time.
All right. Sounds good.